Okay, so we have no citizens. We do have a quorum at least.
Barely.
Just- What did you run off for?
You don't want to be in the forum?
You don't want to be considered part?
I don't know.
George, can we get the
Oh, my
EMS
turn?
report?
Awesome.
Yes, sir. You're item number 3 today.
Awesome. George wanted me to tell you that he apologized. He was planning on coming, but he got a phone call from one of our other customers today and said, we want all this stuff by tomorrow. So he's locked in an office trying to gather data. So he said, I'm sorry, can you handle it, Pat? And I said, yes, sir. So anyway, if you guys recall, and if I understood you correctly, this report's only for 15 days.
Right.
February the 1st through the 15th. And I wasn't surprised, it's 100 calls. So we're right on mark where we've been, around 200 calls a month. I was happy to see that our average response time was 6.5 minutes overall. City of Divine, we had 23 calls within the city limits with a 4.7 minute response time. 90% of that was in 0 to 9 minutes, 10% was over. In the surrounding area, we had 77 calls, and that obviously caused time to go up. Going out in the county, 7.1 minutes was still well within our response time. Mutual aid, I only was able to highlight in the report that I sent to you 2 calls that 4911 made. But I do know from an investigation that I did, and I talked to Tony about it today, that we had a call idle, and I was not aware that that county had called for mutual aid. So if it hadn't
So the county called them and y'all didn't?
Right.
Okay.
So we weren't here to call, so the county made that call. And that, and I mean, that's a good thing to have those mutual aid agreements, but
For that reason.
I had to reach out and try to find that data. And, but I think there was another one, but I didn't find it.
There was the Frio.
Frio, that's it, yes. So that made 4. So I didn't see where we provided any in this group of numbers, but I do know that in the month of February, in the next report, you'll see where we actually had to provide, and I say had to, provide mutual aid to our neighbors. Overall, again, responses that I was looking at, I didn't find anything that stuck out. It was gross. And those that I did find, like this 19-minute one was accurate. It's a pretty nice little drive to that location at 4911 made that call from Castroville. So the city of Natalia, even though it's not in the heading, because when we first developed the report, as I said, I would break these down, we had 24 calls in Natalia during that 15 days. I would like to request, because of HIPAA issues, if you don't mind, that if you guys take an opportunity for closed session, I'd like to update you on some HIPAA issues that I don't think I can divulge publicly. But I want you to be aware of it because it's affecting our call volume.
Okay.
So outside of that, it was a good 15 days.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I do know that, just an FYI, I don't know if you, Tony's kept everybody abreast. There was an issue that came up, and I reported to Tony about this address that we went to, which was accurate. But what I didn't know was that at 4:02 on that day, I think it was the 20th of February, that SureMed was called.
Yeah, that's the one where
And that
Frio County came.
we were not notified, and so both of our trucks had already gone out. So they came up, they made scene, by fire emergency. They did not transport the medic on the truck, said that the patient didn't need to go to the hospital. And an hour and 20 minutes later, they called us back and we transported that patient. And that's the call that I reported to you.
Right.
So they ended up going by us anyway. Outside of that, off the top of my head, can't think of anything else. You saw construction is going on today. It's been going on for a couple of weeks now. I was telling Christy earlier that Mr. Cargo, where he was doing the wall over here, decided to put in a, what did you call it?
It's the washer box.
Oh,
He told me he was gonna do
You know,
that.
the water's up.
fantastic.
That's what I call
Yeah,
it, the
he
washer
did a
box.
really nice job.
Yeah,
That's
he told me
always
he was gonna
better
put it
anyway.
in. So it'll keep from the flooding,
Yes.
the back stuff.
The
I think
pipes sticking up.
everything else has been in good working order. Lights, siren.
Just flicker right now.
Well, we still need to,
The lights out there are still on.
They're not working, right?
You
Or
need to call Rick. I've called that man 3 times.
okay, I'll call her.
He is
The
unapproachable.
door hasn't been fixed yet.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware of that. I went to your niece this time.
Well, you know, the guy that you used to call, I'm not calling him anymore, he's not working for himself anymore.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not working. He's working for Tech Store. But because we have a contract until the end of September,
Uh-huh.
he has to come and fill it and still do it under his. I bypassed him and went to his wife.
Okay. Well, that's why it's
It's still broken.
still out service.
Okay.
Uh,
So I will take care of that one, but you.
I'll call Rick.
Rick, he's just not. He's the one that needs to come fix it because he's the installed.
Right.
And I was telling you that I'm available on the 12th if you want to meet me for a couple hours and we can put the boxes in.
Let me make sure.
Okay.
So do we have any questions of Mr. Bourcier?
No, just a second.
Bless you.
you want to sneeze for everybody.
We have an executive session on our agenda.
Yes, we did.
So
We just,
we'll call him back in there for that one. Okay.
yes. So, have y'all had a chance with Treasurer's Report or the minutes?
There are no minutes.
You got it work.
No, there are minutes. There are the regular minutes that I did, but I'm going to inform you. I attempted every ounce to do the specials minutes from the specials meeting that you guys held. I don't understand her minutes. So they're not completed, so I was hoping she'd be here tonight to verify.
Right.
But I will verify with her this week and then have them ready for the next meeting.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't understand her
Just
minutes.
make sure you put that in
I did.
tonight's minutes.
Yes.
But February regular
Yeah.
meeting minutes have been sent to you guys.
There's more should take stuff from this time.
That's correct. Keep putting me with an S.
You just need to change your name. Let me go to the minutes.
With
I'm gonna just say that they just automatically correct themselves.
yeah, it does have auto correct sometimes. And I believe that. Yeah.
Come on, open up. Okay, tell me where.
Just my name.
There, it's right there. Let me cross it out. It's right there.
I second it with the correction. How's that?
Fabulous.
Yeah, it auto corrects, because look, it's telling me I misspelled it.
Well, edit your dictionary.
I am right now.
That way it won't autocorrect it.
Add to dictionary. There we go. Second in place. Yeah, because he doesn't get the rest of the meeting. Alright. Saved and corrected.
Thank you.
Any other exceptions to the minutes? So can I get a motion? Or we want to vote them at the same time?
I already made a motion, he seconded it.
I second it with
We're
the
not
correction.
Oh, you sure did. I have a motion in a second. I'm reading and listening at the same, not listening at the same time. I have a motion in a second. All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Appraisal district's kind of slow, huh?
Oh, I'm sure it's slowing down.
What were you looking at? There you go.
Oh, that's a lot better. Man, all I did was open it.
She looked at October's.
Oh,
Why would it open in October?
Probably because of how I sent it to you. But normally if I save it, it'll open it up everywhere.
Listen, I didn't sign all those checks.
Yeah, you'll start to see it dwindle. I think April will be the last time we'll get a big one, but then May, June, July, and August, it'll be less than $10,000. We'll get one more big one.
I don't like my taxes in that pot.
Actually, I think I just received hers.
All right, I don't have any questions. Do you have questions?
The American Fire Group, what is that?
That
Did it pay
district, no, we pay quarterly, so we'll pay next month.
And then ASAP?
ASAP is the bug guy.
Nothing.
9201?
9201?
I don't have all.
Are you
Make sure
are
you're
you on the
March.
right? Are you on the right?
February.
So, at least he was close to
February
in
is for-
October.
So we're in March Treasury report.
Mark for the report.
Yeah. Were you able to pull it up on your phone?
Yeah, no, I
Or
put
on
it
your
on here.
computer?
Yeah.
so any questions about the treasurer's report?
February 1st through the 15th deposit is $33,325.69. That will be on your next report.
Okay.
And
Is that
then,
something you got today?
yeah, and then the second part of February, which is February 16th through 28th, is $19,000.00459, and those will be on the next report. So they got another 60 grand.
I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I have a motion, can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Motion is second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes unanimous.
Before we move on, the audit is done, so next month we will have the
Auditor report.
audit report.
Okay, so, we were looking at the supply closet out here, and
In the bay or in here?
the one, not the one in the bay.
Okay.
There's a section that is about this big, it's not being utilized for shelves.
Right, for a long
So,
time.
yeah, and so, we're thinking about putting shelves all the way across that wall, just, in order to utilize.
The same kind we got in there, or we're putting a shelf?
Same kind of got in there, right?
I'm sorry.
The same kind of shelves as this.
Yeah.
Just lengthen that.
Unless you want to do something else. I mean, all we need is, well, we just don't have enough room for everything. And the part of the problem is the shelves in there, they're extremely tall. So it makes it difficult for the short people like me.
We don't have a little step too?
They need no steps.
Just mess
We
with
can
you.
get a library ladder.
I'm just messing with you, Pat.
And then the other part of the problem is that we were actually running out of space to put in, like, you know, we got all new, Light Pack 15 models, which take a whole host of new supplies to include oxygen breathing equipment.
Oh, that's right, right. 'Cause it's
All those things, to new cables and all that. So we actually have no place to put it. So the one wall on that side where we put in the tubing and hang, we want to get rid of that because it was efficient at the time and a quick fix, and we did that. But we really need shelves on both sides, and then that would allow us to get the overstock stuff off the top so that we don't have to climb, and then put it in the other shelves, and then allow us to spread the other items, the new items.
How about doing something like Medina Valley? Where you have the 3 shelves or 4 shelves plus the cabinets.
Yeah, that would work.
You know,
Sorry?
at the Medina Valley station, where you had the 3
You know,
or
the
4
Medina Valley
shelves.
station, they have the top where it's shelves and the bottom is
And the bottom,
cabinets. So like over there, we put all the overstock in the bottom, which makes it nice. Because,
Well, yeah, it's protected.
yeah, and we don't have that
That's a
here,
good
so we have to
idea.
go up high.
Yeah, exactly.
Just remove all the shelving and then have a new deal.
And when we built the supply room in 1990,
It
our
works.
call volume was a heck of a lot less.
Even in
And
2006.
we didn't even have enough
It's
supply
efficient.
back then to fill that supply room, much less have excess. But,
Not just that.
You actually could store some junk in there.
Yes.
You could actually store junk in there.
yes.
That was,
And not just that, if you need to lock stuff up, because you need to lock it up, you'll have the cabinets to lock them up. Because you can put locks on the cabinets.
I'm sorry.
So if you needed to lock some of the stuff up in the cabinets, you would have the cabinets. open
Yes,
up.
you're right.
Because I think, well,
Absolutely.
we have 2 of them over there that were
Yes.
locked.
And I'm trying to get my NARC box moved over here. So I'm working with our narcotics officer.
Well,
It has to be under
NARC box-
double lock though.
Huh?
That has to be under double lock.
It's it would be,
in Woodley,
because
it's
it's
just
safe.
a lock box.
Okay,
a
so
lock door.
it's not a lock
Sure,
box,
I
it's
had it.
actually a safe, and we have to bolt it down to the deal. And right now that, I have one in Michael and I have one in Castroville, and the one that used to be here, we actually had one at one time. And, but the one out here got pulled by our narcotics guy because they needed it somewhere else. So just use one out of Castroville. The problem with that is, every time these guys run low, I have to drive to Castroville. And I don't really, I mean, I'm gonna have to do it either way, but if I get the box back over here and I have the box in Castroville, then I don't have to transport those narcotics over my top.
How does Castroville bolt it?
I'm sorry?
How does Castroville bolting it to the ground?
Our safe in Castroville is bolted to the shelf. And of course, the room is locked.
Right.
And then Chief Cook put in all new security codes and new
Right.
locks. So the only people that have access to the room are Legion's people, and then the safe is only to my medics.
Maybe just purchase it with safe.
And even our medics,
No, wait, just a
Yeah, that's a good
we don't allow our medics to take narcotics in or out of the safe. They carry their own box on them. So when they use narcotics that they've signed out, that are assigned to them, then I have to go to the safe and pull out items from the safe and sign it out of the safe and into the personal narcotics box.
Right, into the unit box.
Yeah. And then if they don't ever use them, if they expire, we put them back in the safe because we're not allowed to. It's a company policy. They have to be shipped back to our narcotics officer, and he disposes of them. So it's a pretty airtight system.
That's the way it has to be.
Yeah. And I, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx myself, but almost 3 years I've been here, we have never had in all of Medina County a narcotics issue.
Good deal.
Ever.
So with that remodeling, you want to put the safe in there, or?
That's what I want to do.
Maybe we put one of these in there.
Which one?
Can we put one of these in there
Maybe one
and
of these.
bolt it to the floor and these guys can use it? And that way we have it in the building for them to put their narcotics in.
That sounds good.
How big does it have to be here?
There's no specific size, it just, so it maintains what they have to put in there.
Typically I carry 20, 40, 60, about 80 narcotics bottles.
Okay, so a regular safe
Mhm,
would be.
yeah, exactly.
This is like a plastic box, like the
No.
one that goes inside the safe. Because I separate them in a container.
Something like this in the closet.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's much better than the one I have.
Okay.
Although the one I have is very secure, trust me.
Right.
But it's
No,
still awesome.
I have no doubt that the narcotics are secure. I'm just talking about putting it in a supply closet
Yeah.
where it's not gonna be moved and you guys have access to it. And it's secure to the building.
Yeah.
Is what I'm talking about.
That'd be awesome. And it'd be there forever,
Probably.
for the future.
Thank
Thank you.
Any more questions for Ms. Bourcier? So, do we need to go out for this? Does anybody know somebody to do it, or?
Well, my recommendation is from in the past, just for us to be cautious on what we're doing, is to go out for 3 bids.
Okay,
Just because we don't know, so we don't have to go out for bid if it's under 25,000.
Right.
But we really don't know
exactly.
how much it's going to be without getting the proposals. And if we get one proposal and it's $1 over 25,000, then we have to start all over.
I'd
So
like
my
to make a
recommendation-
suggestion, and it's up to y'all.
Sure.
What you decide to do is Mr. Cargile, when he finished running all the studs,
Uh-huh.
had what you call in construction world scrap.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him not to throw that away. It's still out there, so that we could probably utilize those pieces of wood and, building the frame itself, so that you're not having to pay for the wood again. And that's why that wood's on the floor out in the
You
bay.
can have them come, you can call them and ask them to come give us a quote.
He's gonna give us a quote for the insulation and the roof too.
Yep.
If
The blow
you
insulation.
don't care, I'll build those shelves myself, and all you would have to do is buy the material.
But I think we were wanting to put cabinets. So you
Oh.
have
So you could lock them.
we put cabinets on the bottom and then put 3 or 4 shelves on top of the
I can
cabinet.
do that too.
That way we don't have all the way to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to be that fancy? Yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
gonna be a
the
safety
thing
issue
is,
at
Yeah.
this
If
point.
we can
Yeah.
get it more efficient,
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, I'm
just
just,
like I said, unless we're gonna get a
Yeah.
library ladder to go around the top
Yeah.
up there.
no, I like that. Thank you very much. I was just being Patrick.
I know.
I know. And we appreciate you offering, or at least I do, because I
Have y'all
don't.
looked into Habitat for Humanity?
Sir?
Habitat for Humanity, all the cabinets and stuff.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
They have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they do. They do.
This is my office burned. I'm gonna buy some stuff for it.
That would be my
Man,
recommendation.
It's a lot.
That sounds good, yeah, at least,
And there's one right there at Marbach, there's one on
Proban.
Proban, and there's one on.
The one on
Walmart.
Proban was really
Or
good.
not, and go for
Okay.
look at them. You wanna do
make
that?
a field trip.
Yeah. And then we can bring it back to you. Because then, like you
But
said,
the only thing is,
above it.
if we go look and we find something, it may not be back.
The
It may
next
not
time.
be there when we go back after
Yeah.
getting approval. So we're gonna
How about if
more
we-
efficiently, we're gonna need approval to purchase up to a limit. Because of, if we do find it at Habitat for Humanity,
Exactly.
it's not gonna be there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I mean, we can get measurements and go with an educated.
Well, we can look at Home Depot, we know it's gonna be cheaper than that.
I
Right?
agree.
Should be, yeah.
Because it's just
Well, with
surplus.
those, we get, we'll go to Lowe's, because we get stuff,
Oh, yeah, well,
But it's still just to get the spending amount to go to Habitat.
How many do you think that it's gonna fit across? I'm not a carpenter, so I don't know.
What size is y'all?
It's gonna depend on where you want it.
The depth, I mean, if I understand what you're talking about, you're talking about for putting the new area, right?
Yes.
yes,
The depth on that side is not the same as the depth on this
It's
side
not.
because of where the door sits.
right.
So you would actually have to, when you build them at an angle, so you're gonna lose a couple of inches when you come this way towards the door on this side, and on the other side, you can go square all the way to the wall. So measurement's gonna be pretty critical on that. If you buy something.
I've got a tape measure in the truck, you know,
Okay.
supply door.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanna do it now.
I'd love to do it now. We're gonna do this, let's do it right.
There's cabinets and everything, the whole side, and then come down here, and then put a pegboard behind there for.
Hey Tony, you have a measuring tape in the supply room. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that.
We're gonna take a field trip. Well, you know.
So the same thing.
I'd jump it up by 10 just in case it goes up.
So how many are we gonna need? What's the width of them? 36 by 30?
Mm-hmm.
So 30, and how many you got?
I've got
101
101
inches?
one way and 12, you said 12 foot the other way?
101 inches wide, yeah.
And then 12 feet.
So that's 30, 60, that's 4. So 4, 5, 12, so that's at least 5.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that's
then
160.
I would say 10 just to be on the safe side.
Well,
and then we can take it back.
But you're looking at 149, so add 10 to it. That's 160 times 10, that's $1,600. It's less than the 25,000, and we won't have to go out for 3 bids for that. And still be efficient in that room. And that still leaves us room to put the safe in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I went out on the field trip, ma'am.
So we're looking at about 1,600.
Give or take, yeah.
Go back in the case. Okay, so any more discussion on that? Get a motion?
So in our motion, we need a budget, and we can use grant. Okay,
Not to exceed,
not to exceed $1,700.
Well, that we can bring back to as far as we can ask Carlisle to give us a bid
Okay.
to install it.
Yeah.
oh,
But
Okay.
this is so that we can go pick it up.
Purchase
Between
the-
two
purchase
of our
the
trucks.
material.
I couldn't find my words,
We
yes.
should both be able to pick up all of them and drop them off here with our two trucks.
Okay.
so you are getting them from Lowe's or just, you
We're
what you got?
we're just gonna go by that price, but we're gonna go by
Look at-
Humatic
okay.
first.
Okay,
If we can save money that way.
perfect.
And it's a good cost.
Mhm.
Okay, so not to exceed 1,700.
Yes.
Okay.
So can I get a motion?
I thought I did.
Okay.
I'm writing it in my.
I'm sorry, I thought I did.
You second
Purchase
it?
cabinets
well-
not to exceed, you said 1,700?
Mhm.
Now second it.
1,700.
So we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Do you want to add this thing?
Thank you.
please?
Oh, the safe?
The safe, we can get pretty much anywhere online, or Harbor Freight, or Lowe's, or anybody.
Yeah, they were showing even Harbor Freight.
Yeah,
on
I got
ones
one here in Harbor Freight, it's 1.51 cubic. And it has a key backup, and then the keypad.
That's not that hard.
that- Oh, wow, yeah. It's probably not fireproof.
Yeah, they might get fireproof. Is that fireproof?
I didn't look for fireproof, but most of them were 45 minutes up to 16 or 1400.
That's cheap.
And I got coupons at Harbor Freight.
Okay. So do we want to go ahead and get that anyway?
That I don't think you need because it's under $250. Then
Yeah.
you just go purchase it.
Okay.
As long as they stand it.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, as long as they stand it, I'm not.
Speaking of purchasing, I have to get gas from a generator for which one we did.
Okay. She's going to inform you on that little adventure.
Okay. Okay, we'll discuss that. All right, so
You can discuss for the engineer of property?
what do y'all think? I've got information on that property that's right
And
there.
it will, I'm sorry, it will mount to the floor or the wall. It comes with the hardware.
Okay, fantastic. I got information on that property right there, not the one next to Dollar General, but the lot over from that. The one I looked at before, that I was thinking about, I don't think it's gonna work. It's not gonna be big enough. It's deep enough. You know, unless you have the front of the building sitting on the edge of 471, or on the shoulder of 471, it's not gonna be deep enough. Yeah. So it's the other piece of property will suffice. It's plenty big enough. It's 1.3 acres.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and there's a survey in there.
Okay.
I just printed everything because they have to have licensors.
So I don't know if you attended the meeting when it comes to purchasing property, so that way we can kind of figure it out. Tony and I attended the meeting. They recommended 100% to hire an engineer to come in and look at the properties that we're looking at to purchase, so that they can do their survey, the flood survey.
Yeah.
Was it Tony or was it me?
It was me.
To look at everything, and then they'll tell us yes or no whether or not that's a good property to purchase to put the new station at.
Okay.
Basically goes over the flood plan, any farm products that have been sprayed there in the previous, what was the property used for previously, anything that has to do with, what is my word? Things that are living there that might be endangered in
Indigenous.
Right.
there, it has to be before we can buy it. We can buy it, but if we're going to build on it, it has to be done prior to make sure that we're not kicking out some little poor bug that we want to squish. So all that has to be done.
Or bury on an old dump site.
Yeah, that it looks at that. You know, it looks as far back as, is it a Native American burial site? I mean, that's what your engineer does for you.
Yeah, I understand.
So instead of purchasing property and not being able to build on it would be useless.
Yes.
Right. So if we get an engineering firm.
Look, what I'm trying to say is, where's the most growth? I think that other portion is,
That's
we talked about the growth in the area.
And see,
Where's the most growth in Natalia area going to be at in the next couple of years? Do y'all know?
Right
where
there,
it's gonna be going?
as well as out on 471, 463 area, there's a whole lot. There's probably 20, 30 acres of home lots being built,
Not in that area.
literally, physically being built right now. They're actively selling the plots, and they're literally right next to each other. So it's going to be a big subdivision right there on 471 and where 463 intersect.
Okay.
So going towards Lacoste.
Lacoste.
Out there by the assisted living, there's an assisted living already out there.
Oh, Mary Alice's.
Mary Alice's. So it's a commercial area. So but they're also putting. They're putting in there you go. I couldn't find my word. Sorry. So they're putting a really big subdivision in there. Plus, the people that already had property out there have sold it, and they're in 1 acre long plots. And it's growing ridiculous. They're building, they're pulling in travel trailers, and they're pulling in mobile homes right now to be able to build on that property. And there's probably 40 lots right there that just sold within the last year and a half. Yes,
So it's growing out that way.
absolutely, yes. And that
Does
would
the
be,
people build in town then? Get a lot in town?
Well, the good thing about if we stay along that corridor is you can jump out on 35 and you can jump back in.
yes.
If we can stay in that area, access to everything. is so-
Yeah, right there. But you still got to go get them from where
Yes,
they're at.
absolutely. But that's,
No, but I mean to get to
Yeah.
where the incident is.
yes.
Chances
And your
are-
35 corridor is not going to stop accidents. I don't even
Yeah, I
know.
know.
I'm not here as Natalia Fire, but I know how many Natalia Fire units have been out on 35 in the last month. So we just had our meeting last night.
Okay.
And so we've had half or better of our calls have been out on the accidents because of the
35.
Yes.
It's so packed.
Yes.
I understand. Perfect. So
Anyway, so-
that's a good spot.
So there is the option of that one. There's 2 pieces for sale right next to each other, as well as there's property out where the new subdivision I was telling you about to take a peek at, to look at, for us to grow.
The good thing about that would be the response to Lidl and
Yes, and you can hit 463 and be in Lidl within a couple, 3
I
minutes.
know Great Oaks is there too, so.
Great Oaks is gonna be on your other Natalia
Right.
side,
Right.
yeah. I mean, the growth is happening.
Yeah, it's
Natalia's
happening.
slower, but it is happening in,
Yeah.
in that area.
Yeah, they're building the big old Loves, or another Loves or something.
Yeah,
it's
well,
a battery and tire store.
That's next
Is
week.
that right?
it's the lithium ion batteries are what they're putting in building in that
The,
warehouse.
the Natalia truck has more calls than the Divine truck.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, I've never really broke it down, but it's amazing how, I always thought it'd be slower over there.
And it's not.
It's not.
And I can vouch for that because our assist EMS calls are pretty significant over there in that area.
I think that's what caused us to start looking.
Yeah. So can I get a motion on whether we want to hire an engineering firm?
Motion, we get an engineering firm to look into that, at least, well, some of the properties, I mean, if that's the only one we have
and
right now, or.
Yeah, but
So how do you want to go about that?
did y'all?
I have 3 different engineering companies that I picked up and talked to up at St. D. Do you want us to contact those?
And then, I have to go through my emails and figure out where it's at, but Gross and Son does one that he deals with.
Absolutely.
And
So we
and I
have
think 2 of
4.
them are hit, of the ones that she's
What is
got.
that?
Yeah.
So we have 4 to look into, and we
Yeah.
can bring them back next
Sounds
month
good.
if you want.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
Okay.
Look into it.
Because I was going to bring those cards and I completely forgot them.
Yeah, no, that's fine, it's still, but yeah, if you can get in touch with them, that way we can make sure that they're available.
Absolutely.
And,
To allow,
See if they come out and do it,
approve.
check it and see. Sure they will.
Oh, yeah.
but
Money.
in this way, we don't have to, we don't end up with a piece of property we can't
Can't do nothing with it.
Right.
Yeah,
To contact.
that's the best way, only way.
And then that way we can look into builders and we have that
Yeah.
initial survey done.
Right.
Yeah. Better serve our
So
community.
do I have a motion in a second?
I thought we did that, but I'll
I'm
second
motion.
it.
typing it.
Okay.
He motioned
All
and
in
I
favor,
seconded.
say aye.
All right. I'm good one.
You had to do it this time.
Say it. All right.
Okay, so we need to go into the executive session. Okay, so we're back from executive session. No decisions were made.
Yes.
If you need me to pick that up, I can pick it up Thursday.
Next meeting's gonna be April the 4th.
All right.
Now, question.
Yes, sir.
On the items that we discussed, would you like me to send that report out to everybody? Or how would you like to get it?
Send it to the vice president.
Okay. Okay. Just need to know where to send it.
Yes.
Do you have my email? Because I don't know it.
Vice President?
With a hyphen?
Yeah. Has Medina County, do you use that email?
Yes.
Because if not, I'll send you another one.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I don't need so many.
I'll send it to your official. Now, I sent the run report to all your emails. Did you get it?
Yes, I got
Okay.
that.
Good. Then I have
Now
it
that she
on my-
finally got into that, you know.
I had to delete some.
And then lastly, Christy, your request about the meetings page to try to modify, I made that change.
And what is that?
You were now you are now in my good graces.
And what is that? Our webpage?
Yes,
Yeah,
so that way you guys can see it. When I put stuff on the webpage, I have to like keep scrolling and keep scrolling. So I asked him to put it side by side because I had saw it on something else, and I asked him to make those changes. So that way I don't have to keep scrolling. If I'm having to scroll down, just imagine what people
Right.
were having to do.
So basically what we did is put it, like 2023 is all together.
Mm-hmm.
The left side's the agenda, the right side's the minutes. So you can click on one or the other. If you want to go back to like 2022, you can do that, then 2020, so it just steps down.
Because it basically it was like all of 21 and then 22, 20,
Yeah.
and then it was all the way down at the bottom.
And then below it, then you finally got to the minutes.
Yeah.
And it was a pain, so I asked him to, this is what he did.
So it's much easier.
Oh, yeah, that is much better.
Cool.
Oh.
So that way you don't have to
Because I saw
scroll.
it the way it was
Yeah, you
removed
don't have to
off the
scroll
left
down.
column.
So if I was having an issue, just imagine somebody that was.
So the
Exactly.
only thing I'll need at this point to finish that work is the 2023. I know you put it on there, but when I was modifying,
That's okay, I'll put it
I
on.
lost those files. So
Thanks.
everything
I
else-
appreciate you doing that.
You're welcome.
All right,
That was
so,
much better.
Miss McHorse,
Yes, sir.
do you have any problems with life this year, this month?
This month?
This month? It's early.
I don't guess so. I'm still a big baby. But Nick helps me. I chase him throughout everything. So
How about George?
George is doing fine. He's
George happy to be
got
back.
over the virus, the COVID. Man, I'm a lot better now. Shoot, it was a tough time there. He got bad again. I was like, wow. But no, I'm doing okay. Everybody, my family's all well now, so everybody caught it.
I'm glad you didn't share it with us at St. Pete.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's where I got it over there.
How do you
Glad I wasn't
know?
sitting close to you.
How do you know?
That's where I caught it. I did. Dear. I knew I did.
Ooh,
that guy,
I
know
that guy
it.
sitting beside me
And I
and
knew
he
there was
started
a
coughing.
couple-
And I was like, oh my God, no, man. Yeah.
There was a couple of times we were sitting close to you.
Not me. I sat across the table from George.
Yeah.
All right, so the next meeting is on the 4th of April.
So before we adjourn,
When is the
we need to discuss the Blue Bonnet Festival.
Blue Bonnet Festival?
Oh,
That's what I said. I saw
Before
that.
we adjourn, so we have a booth. We are going to be at the end of the food aisle, only because we are doing food.
You mean the non-existent food aisle?
Well, I didn't know that until then. I'll let you.
I didn't know
tell-
that till today.
She'll give you more details, but we're good to go.
Non-existent food aisle.
We have everything that we need. I'm going to clean up my popcorn machine this weekend, so that way it's nice and clean. And then we should be ready to go. Now, I can tell you what's going on.
Hold on, let me find my text message.
What's the date?
The
It's
25th.
the 25th. And I
March.
will be there.
March. All right. So the festival chair, which is the librarian Natalia, said there are no food vendors. The annual festival on March 25th, the ones that were paid and all the paperwork done and ready to set up on the 25th, they pulled out. They all pulled out and went to Lytle for the music festival that's going on over there. So they actually contacted booster clubs and class representatives to put food booths or any kind of booths out there for the Bluebonnet Festival. So I know the sophomore class, and I only know that because Nick's a sophomore, is going to have some kind of hamburger something booth. Other than that, at this morning when I got that, there were no food booths there. So we may or may not be a hit at the Bluebonnet Festival. We may not even have any people. So
Yep. We'll be there.
the band is marching.
What
The
time-
fire
So
trucks are going
what time
through.
we supposed
What time is
be
supposed
The
there?
parade starts at 9.
Okay.
So what time are we gonna go set up?
She has to be, so if you two can meet me at the booth, because you're going to be with the band, correct?
And the
So
fire
it'll
trucks.
probably- Yeah, so it'll probably be easier if
So
she just
where's
deal with
the-
her. You guys come with me to the booth.
Right there on Main Street.
Do we know where the booths are?
By the memorial, in
Oh,
that circle.
It's
Okay.
a palm.
I hope you guys know where it's at, because I don't.
I know where it's.
Girl, the memorial's
Right
on
there,
Main
right
Street.
in
You can't miss it. It's a big black memorial.
In the granite columns.
Don't go
Across
so
the
sorry. It would be like, do you know where September Park is in Castro?
Do you know where City Hall in Natalia is?
Do you know where 1132 is? If you leave here and you go straight to Natalia.
As soon as you said City Hall,
There used to
across
be
the
a
street.
big hotel there.
Okay.
That's why that big
Yeah,
huge area.
the big
It was like
semicircle.
me be telling you guys if you know where September Square is in Castroville. Do you guys know where that's at?
Yeah,
Where?
everybody knows.
Where?
In Castroville.
Pat, do you know where September Square is in Castroville?
Is it right there by the Catholic Church, isn't it?
No, that's Houston Square.
Yeah, that's Houston Square. Because this classroom is on Houston Square.
How about the gifts?
Everything is right there. We're going to.
The little deals too, or where's
Those were actually, I apologize, I thought I shipped them here, but they are at my house.
Okay.
So I'm gonna load all this stuff up, and I am yours on the 26th. I am not, somebody told me that I needed to choose.
That wasn't me.
So I chose, so I will be there. So I don't have anything this weekend. Well, I do. My daughter's baby shower's on Saturday, so on Sunday I will clean up the popcorn machine and get that all nice and cleaned, and then put everything into my truck or this person's truck.
Yeah, the part I'm gonna dread is putting that generator in the back of my truck.
Yep. And who's got a big ice chest? I need the big ice chest.
I have a big ice chest.
I have a big,
I have
a big white one.
I have a 95 quart Pelican.
How many do we need?
Probably 2 if we're going to be doing snow. Well, now we're probably only going to need 1 if we're going to be doing snow cones. Sure, probably 1 if it's not going to be that busy.
I can't tell you one way or the other. All I can tell you is what they told me this morning, that they have no food booths.
How about ice? They're gonna have ice there, or are we
No, we
gonna
have to
purchase ice before?
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I'm probably going to have to purchase ice. Since I'm the one that has to purchase. So I just need
All I know is that they said everybody had pulled out to go because there's some big names playing in Lytle.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to go over
Who's playing in
there.
Lytle?
They're gonna want to go over there and make money. They're not gonna want to be. I don't remember. I don't. Do you remember who's playing in Lytle?
Maybe I should go.
And-
There's a big bunch.
Yay!
Okay,
I got my deal.
So you should be receiving an email with your actual certificate. I
Okay.
need a copy of that certificate.
Okay.
And
Well,
that answers
I-
your question as well.
I had to fill it out
Submitted
twice.
Once you get the application or the certificate, send me the certificate.
Okay.
Also, I have 3 people sending me, because the place that we get the cyber, the lady is no longer there that we dealt with, so she's supposed to be sending me the new information. on how
Doesn't
to-
Safety have a cybersecurity?
Not- No, I wish they would.
Can't believe they
That
don't.
way we can just take it for an hour at the stupid safety.
No,
company.
online. They
Oh,
have.
no,
They
I
have it on the.
You can tell it. I task you with that, right down on the little sheet paper.
Write it.
All right.
I had to make me a note just to send you my certificate.
Because we're gonna have to do, the cyber.
All right. So we can adjourn now?
Yes.
Did somebody make a motion?
I make a motion. We adjourn.
We adjourn.
I'm getting you a gavel.